Like, just because I upgraded to a penthouse suite doesn't mean it is not a cage. I'm gonna need to record on my phone because I'm at the lake and it's very noisy. It's a highway right on top of here. You probably can't see the cars coming. So yeah, but let me show you how beautiful this is. So nice. People are jet skiing over there and it's a vibe. So yes, this is where we are going to talk today. Hello, it has been a minute. I just wanted to pop in and pop back out. I got off my cruise like a week ago, Sunday. So I've just been getting back into my routine and everything has been pretty decent. I'm trying to get my video up because it's windy here, so I don't know if you guys will be able to hear me as well as I want you to. So let me find that. Okay, yeah, you guys should hear me now. My camera is shaking because it's so windy out here. I hope that it doesn't fall. But yes, guys, I just wanted to touch on this topic. Like, it feels like I constantly release myself from different cages that I've put myself in, and then I just go right back into another one. Like, am I addicted to being enslaved? Am I addicted into being put into duality or into categories? Am I addicted to having only two choices in my life? Like, I was thinking about this because I released myself from the religious cage or being bound by religion and the principles of that. But then I got into spirituality and I love the idea. It seems like such a freeing concept, especially when you have been deeply immersed in religiosity and you grew up that way. But spirituality also, if you're not careful, can become a cage as well. And what I mean is that it's like I'm learning so much knowledge all the time that I feel like I have to choose between one of the two. So for instance, we have the teachings about spirituality that talks about duality or that talks about non-duality. And then you have spirituality that's like we should, just be human and experience this life as a human because we came here to do that. And I just feel like there's so many different angles of not only just spirituality but everything. Like, there's no one set thing. And I have found myself constantly and incessantly trying to figure out the right way to do spirituality, the best way to be spiritual. And it has been a very draining experience because of the way that I'm looking at it. And so when I think about freedom, I'm like, I've always been the type of person, and I don't think this is just me, I think this is for everybody. People want to be free, but we can be so free that we remain stuck. And that's like where I'm at. Like, I feel stuck. Like, I'm in between literally a rock and a hard place and God. Like, I just am so confused. And it makes me, I don't want to say give up because it's not that, but it makes me just want to just really surrender to the present moment and just stay here, because that seems like the most promising thing to me right now. Because it's like I want to be connected, or I don't want to say connected because I'm always connected to my spirituality, my spiritual self, my spirit. But I want to be aware of it like all the time. And I think sometimes, I know sometimes I'm more aware than others. But then it's like I also want to enjoy myself. I want to experience life. I want to go out and dance and do the things that I enjoy in the human, in the physical. But it's just so much, like, it feels like almost sometimes you have to give up everything on the physical to receive everything in the spiritual, or to really solidify that connection and to be fully aware. But I just think back to, like, animals, creatures. We are the only beings that consistently just question and contemplate about the right way to live, the wrong way to live, how to behave, the things that we say, how to carry ourselves, the things that we should buy. Like, we are the only creatures that just question every single thing, and that is just always confused. And I think about, like, a dog that is in your home. Even when I had my dog, like, just how the dog just ate. You know how we say, oh, I don't eat pork and I don't eat chicken and I don't do this, and you release yourself from, these different boundaries or these different categories of eating certain things, but then you place yourself in another category. Well, I don't eat anymore, I'm a vegan, or I'm a pescatarian, and I'm a frugivore, and all these things. And it's just like, there are always so many labels to describe someone's self. And, like, literally, what is the point of the definitions? Like, animals don't do that. They eat the same meal every day. Most of them, the ones that are domesticated animals, they eat the same meal every day. And I'm pretty sure when they get used to other things, they want other things. If they try other things, that's what I meant to say. But they don't complain about that type of stuff. They don't try so hard to do this and do that, and find this and find that, or learn this or learn that. Like, it's just like they exist. And it's like, I'm getting to a point where the knowledge is becoming draining, and I just want to be, and I want to exist, and I want to really be free. I don't want to think that I'm free because I have, gained higher knowledge, or applying higher knowledge in a different way that everyone else is doing it, because I'm still causing separation and duality with myself, and I'm still placing myself in a category, because when certain things happen, those categories don't matter anyway. Because I was thinking, like, when we were on the boat, right, during the cruise, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm back on my pescatarian diet, right, because I'm trying to, like, be healthier or whatever, really explore my body and my physical health. And I'm like, okay, but if there came a time where there was nothing else to eat but pork, like, if everything else just magically disappeared, or we just didn't have it, I'm most likely going to eat pork. So, like, what's the point of all these labels? Like, it's so futile. It literally is so futile. So, as unlimited energy spiritually, and being focused in this physical body, in this limited body, we feel that we are always in between two choices, that there are only two things that we can do, that there are always predetermined and preset options. And it's just not. Like, how do I, set myself free from even thinking that there are only two options, or that I have to choose an option? I don't have to choose an option. Like, I can just not choose anything, and I can choose to not know, or not want to know. So I just wanted to come on here. I always say that, but it's just such an interesting thing in life, how, like, humans are the, like, only creatures that go so hard with defining ourselves while also desiring freedom. And the idea of freedom is not true freedom that we actually seek. It's freedom of this world, and that's not real, because we still end up in different boxes and cages. Like, just because I freed myself from this cage, which I perceive as nasty and dirty and limiting, doesn't mean that this new cage that I put myself in is better just because it's of higher quality. Like, just because I upgraded to a penthouse suite doesn't mean it is not a cage. So that's where I am. And I honestly, it's like I have these revelations, and then life happens. And then it's like, are you sure you can stick with that idea? And it's like, it's okay to not have to stick with anything. It's okay to just flow with life the way that it is. And you don't have to necessarily have an opinion about it. You know, this world has really, the earth has really made us all feel the importance of having an opinion, or emphasizing the importance of having a viewpoint or perspective. But sometimes, like, it's okay to not do it. Like, having perspective, you just go with the flow, and you move the way you need to move in that moment, and you keep pushing it. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you should improve. It just means that you are where you are at the moment. You're doing the best that you can. You can learn, but that doesn't mean just because you learn something new that you just place yourself in a more refined, knowledgeable box. It just means that next time you have more awareness that you can do better, but you don't have to continue to put yourself in certain situations. Like, for instance, what I'm trying to say is, like, so I've recently been talking to an individual, and something happened, and I jumped to conclusions. I did. I can honestly say that. And instantly when I did it, I knew it instantly, and I'm like, oh my God. So right at that point, regret, I'm feeling upset at myself, because I'm like, why would you jump to conclusions? Like, you've been learning all of this knowledge, you've been trying so hard to not react to this world because of the non-dual teachings, right? And you should be above this by now. Like, why did you do that? And then even when I talked to the individual, like, I was kind of like aggressive and assertive about the situation, because it was just a sign. It was the indication that I'm still dealing with some pain and trauma from a previous situation that was very similar to that. But come to find out that what I jumped to conclusions about wasn't even that. Like, it was literally completely far off. Like, that person didn't have anything to do with what happened. And at first I wanted to, like, beat myself down about it. Like, you should be at a better place. You know too much. You've reacted in better situations. But then it's also like I had to give myself grace, and just tell myself, like, it's okay, because you're a human, and that shows your sensitivity. But, instead of jumping to conclusions next time, like, if something like this was to happen again, just ask questions and be curious and be inquisitive, and open your throat chakra, And even when I did open my throat chakra, like, I didn't necessarily do it like when I first asked. I should just ask the question when I had the question, instead of waiting and think about it, and allow my mind to, like, simmer. So yeah, I just wanted to just say, like, from that situation too, like, it's okay. It's like, because I'm like, okay, I'm moving towards the spirituality and these non-dual teachings, and I'm doing better, and I should react like this when this happens, I should be like that when that happens, I should not be of this world. But I'm only putting myself in a higher box. Like, that's just a human reaction, a human emotion, and that's just what happened, and that's okay. It doesn't make me less spiritual, and it doesn't make me more human. It just is what it is. It's an experience for me to fully experience, to know, like, where I am right now, and how to continue to progress, and know how to communicate better. That's it. That's all that lesson was teaching me. That's it. And no heaviness about it. It was no point of adding all the extra thoughts and opinions and perspectives and categories. It was just that. So just realize how free you really are. And if you really crave true freedom, be free in the way that is unlimited for you. Be free in a way that lifts you up and makes you feel light as a bird, light as a cloud, light as light. So, yeah. We still got a lot of more experiences to have, but I'm grateful to just even have this thought process, to think about it in this way, because I don't want to continue to be stuck, especially when I do have the power to release myself. So to releasing ourselves.